Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry for being a little bit late. As you can probably tell, I'm a little caught up. Um, so I am. Um, so yes, welcome to the stream. We are here for round 2 of the Thank God It's Race Day at Misano. If you give me a moment, can switch over. Welcome to stream. It is working. The little overlay at the bottom, which is yes, that overlay over there, wasn't working until I pressed transition on the screen menu. Now, as you can see, it is going to be raining a bit in the session, and at the moment the track is greasy. I might as well wait another 10 seconds before we head out. So yeah, I've been a bit busy today. I've got a bit distracted with a few things that I really shouldn't have. And as such, I'm very short on time today. So short, I probably should be doing this race day, in all honesty with you. I should probably be getting on with college work and whatnot, but I don't want to sign out of the race at this stage. We can already see it in the bottom right hand corner.
Stay away from curbs.
Just the tires getting colder. The track is sort of being greasy. Now that was a bit stupid from them, to be honest. Just essentially brake checking me. I mean, they were trying to let me through, which, yeah, that bit is nice, but don't do it in a more predictable manner. And a less of a way that's might get me to drive into the back of you. So yes, we've got a difficult qualifying session here. There's not going to be a lot of grip. It's not going to be as bad as Tuesday, for sure. That was quite a difficult session. But the track is still effectively a little damp, especially off the racing line here. You can see the cars just moving around on the painted curb into T1.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
So that's going to be something to consider. This is usually a track that you're sort of abusing the track limits. You know, you're all over the curbs. Really maximising the track width. Now, because the track is drying, the curbs and the paint are still slippery. So we're going to have to avoid them. In most places, especially under braking and turning in for corners, that is a must avoid in damp, wet conditions. Still want to try and take some curbs, of course, on corner apex and corner exit, just to try and widen the track, open up corners still to some extent. Can see already a second up on our time. There was an apex somewhere in there from the Lamborghini.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
We couldn't get much closer to the Lamborghini if we tried. As such, we're going to have to back off this lap. That did cost us quite a few tenths. There comes another Lamborghini. You know what? I'm going to come in for new tires. And I'm also going to put the pressures up by 1. Take fuel light to 12. Actually, hang on a sec. I'm actually gonna just because I noticed there is a clear section of track. If I get going now, yeah, I should be able to get myself into this bit of track. In front of the 666. Might be a little close for comfort, to be honest. And we should be okay. Just about. Tires already feel a bit grippier. I'm gonna try and outrun the 666 here.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
So you can see nearly half second up already. This is going to be kind of last lap wonder. Throwing away a lot of time there. Just running deep. Tires are a little overpressured now. Let's track that tracks up fast.
But only the fastest lap so far. Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag, be careful.
That's a little dangerously close to cutting the track and invalidating the lap. Yeah, that's a cut. An important lap, this one. If I cut that corner for a moment.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Not getting that right-hander as tight as we did last lap, but still gaining a fair chunk of time. Now 8 tenths up, which would put us by a second off the pole time. Ah, just understeered. Oh well. If we'd got that 8 tenths up, we would have been like P9, which is, you know, for a few positions, that's about 8 places. That would have been really beneficial to have, but oh well. Just gonna hide my face cam for a little bit. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is the fuel calc. I've been using 2.2 liters a lap. Going to assume lap times will be 1:33s. So 3600 divided by 133 is 93. 39 laps. So 39 times the 2.2 is going to be 85.8. So let's say 87 for the formation lap. I believe I just gonna quickly check. Yeah, this is the same stuff as Tuesday, so we want to run long. So we're gonna put our 87 in. We want our one. Actually, hang on a sec. I want to reload the setup. I want 6 clicks in the rear, 2s in the front. Yeah, our 87. That tire set them pressures, add 1 liter. Everything else is fine. So as long as rain doesn't come, should be okay. I mean, even if rain does come, I think we can adapt to it pretty. You know what? Just to be safe.
30 seconds.
Let's have a wet do it. Just to be safe, let's have a wet strat ready.
20 seconds.
But let's make sure we keep our dry strat there just in case. You never know what will happen and when you might need it.
10 seconds.
So yeah, starting in the pack here. Far a bit lower than we would have liked. We know how chaotic the start was at Monza. Misano shouldn't be as bad, but it is still kind of a chicane. A little bit more space. The only thing I could say, Kiki, for the DT from yesterday is the photo I posted. The 619 was well further back than they should have been, and so the game was like, and so the game thought I was too far forward and gave me a penalty. That's my only guess, because I was in the position when the speed came up. I never went over the speed limit. You know, I've had times where I've even gone too fast for a little bit, and then but still been fine. So I'm really like the only thing I can, the only other thing I can think contributed to is being on the inside of the corner meant that because I took a shorter distance, even though I was in my box when the speed came up and I kept under the speed limit, I took such a short distance I did actually just fall out of my appointed slot on the grid, which is a bit frustrating. But it is what it is. That's Tuesday's race. We've got a bit of a difficult race. We've got an interesting race up ahead. Funny enough, we've got a couple of McLarens ahead of us in a Ferrari, so it's rules reversed from Monday's race, if you were here to see that. Oopsies. Oh dear. What not to do on a formation lap? What that McLaren did. The McLaren that's staying right in front of us too.
Green line. Give it all you got.
Well, we're safe this time.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
This McLaren's been really safe. And it's just backed me up into losing positions.
Clear on the left.
Then we've managed to claim back around the outside of T2.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Flip me! I don't know how I avoided all of that.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
And then we'll load up the inside of the BMW. I'm going to assume that course, if it was the McLaren on the formation lap you're talking about, I'm going to assume probably having TC off, coming out of a slow speed hairpin. Now why would you have TC off? In some cars it is faster to run TC off. So I want to say they were trying that, and then because you know the easiest, you're most likely to make a mistake when you're not in a rhythm or you're doing something different than you normally do, and the formation lap is one of those points in time. You know, you're not driving how you normally would, and as such, you know, you're liable to, more likely to make what seems like a silly mistake, but when you think about it, is actually quite easy to make a mistake if you're not being cautious. It's one of those things that you don't think about until you've made that mistake. Yeah, and the tires being slightly cold doesn't help either. We've got a bit of a run on this Mercedes here.
Car on the right. Clear on
They've
the
slightly outbraked themselves. Run wide. We'll take that position off. We'll cover the inside up to this hairpin just so they don't send it back down the inside of us. Oh, this is definitely a lower level, Zav. I mean, we were racing for a community on Tuesday, or representing a community. The community we were representing is this community we're racing in right now. So, last week we managed to get second in the race. It's looking very unlikely we'll get second in this race. But, you know, this community's definitely not the top end of sim racers, which is good. It's nice to be in a community that's just a bit more casual. Allows us to just enjoy the race a bit more for the joy of racing rather than having to sort of sweat out to try and just be as fast as we can. There's a bit of fighting going on up ahead. I imagine there's a bit of argy-bargy. Quite the pack of cars up ahead. They're fighting quite aggressively for position. Few of them running wide. That Ferrari's picking up a couple of positions.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
That Audi has murdered a car. Gotta be careful when we cut back down like that, that the car behind us doesn't hit us. Very easy to do in a low speed corner like that hairpin. Pit window's not open yet. If it was, I'd probably pit right now. Audi's hit the grass, going wide. So there'll be one free position for us, and hopefully allow this group to just spread out a little bit, get back to more normal racing speed. Because right now we're kind of being held up a little bit. Mercedes ahead, making mistakes, getting a slide around that hairpin. Car pressures are doing alright, they're a little on the low side. Porsche's now trying to go for a move on the Mercedes, which seems to be sort of a cork in the bottle here. Let's make sure we don't hit off that curb too much, because we can certainly get some pressure loss. We definitely did on Tuesday. And as you will probably see through the race, the Ferrari is a bit slidey on the rear end as it is. We don't need any extra pressure loss to multiply that, or to exaggerate that, I should say. Yeah, this pack is starting to, this mark is starting to back this pack up. Right, if neither of the cars in front of us go for the pits, we're gonna pit. Well, I've well and truly ruined that race.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Come on, let's go.
Right, give it to me.
We've been given a stop and go.
Not the only one. I remembered as I was entering, hang on, I need to turn tyres off. And then I started focusing on turning tyres off instead of hitting the pit limiter. Well, we'll carry on, try and salvage what we can. The car behind us also has the same penalty, so we're not alone. I don't know how I got 2 warnings there. That's a bit crap, but oh well. I thought, oh, I can just take 1 warning here for a bit of understeer as I get used to the car again. Free air, and it's like, nope, we'll give you 2. Car in front of us is lapped. We are already catching up on people. And I would say, oh, that means, you know, like with stop go 30, we're actually fairly close. And it would be the case if there was a mandatory tyre swap. As an SG30 and a pit stop for tyres is the same time in the pits. Oh dear God. Well, that's I don't know, I just witnessed there, to be honest with you. I think the stupidity might describe it. We have to take our penalty this lap. Otherwise, it is DQ. It's good. It's quite disappointing that we're not going to see how the strategy plays out, but it's a mistake, so can't complain about it. We know the pace of this field is not the best, and we've seen from Monza there were quite a few mistakes throughout the race. You know, we didn't get P2 just on pace, we got through others' mistakes, so that can certainly play a role in this race too. Those mistakes might not necessarily be crashing and spinning, but picking up a drive-through penalty for track limits. I don't know if you have to turn the engine off for stop go, but I did so anyway, just in case. I'd rather be safe than sorry. This is going to pass the lap down though. That's the most frustrating part of this. Puts us a lap down. We might sort of come out in this gap between the 85 and the 16, hopefully. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. As long as we do get out ahead of the 16 here. Though it is a long pit exit. Maybe behind 16. Yeah, behind 16 in front of the 24. Just hope the 16 has good pace and that they don't cost us time being stuck behind them. So currently we sit 20th out of 22, which yeah, certainly isn't great. There's no way to spin that positively, apart from the fact not last. That is a positive. Still got 44 minutes of the race to go. So definitely time to make up some positions. We are closing in on this McLaren, so hopefully we don't lose too much time behind them. Either get a quick pass or even have them let us through. Sometimes people do that just because they don't want the trouble of you trying to unlap them and potentially causing an incident. That would have been a second quicker, that lap, had we not caught McLaren. Well, them running wide there is going to give us the position, and now we have to make use of it. Get ourselves out of this blue flag as quickly as we can, is run wide. Which isn't a great start to try and get rid of the blue flags, but it is what it is. Got a really good turn through that hairpin last time. You can see we're catching up to the first of our targets for position.
Faster car behind you.
We have just about cleared those blue flags, well, nearly. Just sort of in that range of corner dependent. If they close in a little bit, that we're in. If we can gap a little bit extra, right. We are closing in quite quickly on this 98. As you can see, they ran a bit wide there. So hopefully shouldn't lose too much time behind them. I'm just gonna bring us back a little bit. Feels a little too far forward. It's very far forward. So it is. Two and a half seconds quicker that lap than this Lambo. So hopefully we can get by this lap. Unfortunately wasn't close enough for a move there. But they've just got S3, which is very generous. Looks like they've quite a bit of damage though. I did see quite a few scrape marks on the side of the car as we passed. So now it's on the next two targets ahead. It's two Mercedes, 75 and 7. About 7 seconds up the road. We've got one car in pit lane that we're going to gain the position of. It looks like they're either taking tyres or repairing damage. As they've been stationary for a little while. 36 threes from the cars we're chasing down. So we gained about half a second that lap. We could gain a second if we get back down to matching our personal best. They will have to move aside for the Aston Martin that is coming through to lap them, which should hopefully gain us a little bit of time. There is our first track limit penalty for drive-through penalty for track limits. Well done to number 12 for getting that award.
There's a car in stick pit lane.
It looks like the Mercedes up ahead aren't being too kind of generous to the lapped car, so may have to get a little more forceful, which might cost them more time than normal. Got another car in for their mandatory pit stop. Fortunately though, we are just unlapping ourselves from them, though they do appear to be taking a longer stop. So it is the halfway mark, so anyone that is taking tyres will probably be pitting around this time. I think the tyres have just dropped off a little bit as we reach the halfway point. Just can't quite get back to the delta time from personal best. We are still gaining on the two cars in front. May not be as much as we'd ideally like, but Gains are gains. And as Kiki says, it looks like it will be cloudy for the rest of the race. And I can see the Mercedes are fighting up ahead. It looks like they've lost a fair bit of time with Aston Martin getting past the... No, I haven't gone past both of them. Just sometimes feels like I don't have a... Car just doesn't want to turn into that right-hander. Just understeers and washes out wide. I don't know why my Echo is listening to me. Yeah, you can see 37's that lap. Then we're nearly falling into the 36s, which we would like to avoid. I think we will be interested in checking to see what state the tyres are in come the end of the race, especially the front left. And see how much time we lose this lap. That car turned in quite nicely that time, only lost half a tenth. They go into the final corner side by side. Gained another 2 seconds on them that lap. Big moment there from the blue Mercedes, giving the black and red Mercedes an opportunity, but they had a slide of themselves and weren't able to capitalize. Black and red Mercedes goes for the dive bomb. Way too deep into the corner though. So now we're on the rear bumper. It's about making the pass, making it stick. Still got a good run through that left-hander despite getting on the grass. The blue Mercedes up in front hasn't had a good run though. Black and red Mercedes has gone exploring into the runoff. Leaving us to fight this blue and yellow Mercedes all by ourselves. That might be a cut. Yeah, we're plenty faster than this mark. Not when the rear end just slides around like that. I don't know what it is with me and the mid-engine cars around Misano, but have been struggling with the rear end just sliding around. The Mercedes out wide. Fortunately, just don't quite have the grip to take advantage of it. You can tell they're just not that experienced of a driver. Their racing lines just aren't, you know, they're not on the right part of the track, ideally.
Yellow flag is active.
Slight cut there. I will say Fry's not reacting to those anti-cuts through that first chicane as well as the McLaren did. So we're a little bit deep into that tight section of corners. Stark contrast in how good of a racing line the Mercedes took between last lap and this lap through that left-hander. Certainly found a lot of turning that mark. .35.6 from the mark. They've just suddenly found a nice bit of pace. I think we're both catching up to this Aston Martin in front that still has to take their mandatory pit stop. They're just sliding out wide there. I will say it's a little bit suspicious how the mark, the blue and yellow mark, has just suddenly found a load of pace. They went from sort of being a bit quite messy, sort of all over the track a bit, and now they've just found a second out of a second of talent. Aston heads to pit lane for its mandatory stop.
Yellow flag, be careful.
Tire saving.
There's a slow car there.
Maybe. I mean, I've been pretty heavy on the tires. That was risky from them. And all of a sudden they've just lost half a second on this lap. Lucky that's a no time gained. I wanted to dive up the inside, but they covered it off. One good thing I will say, while we've been fighting, we haven't backed ourselves up into the black and red Mercedes behind. You can tell I'm just struggling for grip a slight bit, because even when I do run wide over track limits, the game's like, nah, you're not getting anything. We don't care. You're not quick enough. Yeah, maybe they are just like really inconsistent. Like when they get their head down and focus, like yeah, they have the pace there, but they really struggle to stay focused. Could be. I know I used to be that way many years ago now. We are catching up to the 67 McLaren. So it looks like we're on for top 15, whether or not we get past this Mercedes. Which I would really like to. Just the traction that Mark has out of those big corners. Drive through for the number 7 Mark behind us, so that takes them out of the equation. if we're lucky, we'll have an opportunity present itself where we can get both of these positions in one. At the same time. Mark nearly came across my nose there. Both of us getting unsettled as we cut turn 2 as much as we dare, which was nearly as much as we were allowed to in that instance. Oh, come on, McLaren! Oh, just fucking brake check me as well, you... Ah. That's... Oh, that's frustrating. Oh well. It's only 8 tenths, not even a second of damage, which is not too bad. I was expecting worse. We're still on the back for the 75 mark, so we still have an opportunity here. Minutes left in the race. And they gotta drive through for track limits anyway. Go run on the mark here. Not enough grip to go around the outside. Really could have done without that mistake, running wide there, because this could have been the opportunity to get past with the lapped McLaren just up ahead.
Car on the
quite wide there from the mark. Allows us to close back in.
Gaining on the car, leaving 73.
Once again, this marks.
Faster car behind you. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I don't know if they braked or if they lifted off the throttle to try and cover the inside, but whatever they did, I couldn't react to it in time.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Pit window is closing now. Yellow flag in sector 2. Faster car is approaching. Car on the left. Clear on the left. The car is exiting the pits with a jam.
As if this race didn't have enough surprises already. There's one more. I don't know if we'll be able to get this BMW. A 75 is going to track them. Penalty for track limits anyway. I did say they would come into play, and they are indeed. Just over 2 seconds of damage now. Seems like this BMW has a bit of pace about them, so won't be catching them.
Faster car coming up behind you.
We've had the position if we didn't get tangled up in the mess with the Mercedes and the McLaren, but it is what it is. Yeah, and you're probably right, there is probably a little bit of lag and
Faster car is approaching. Final warning,
Um,
exceeding track limits.
ACC collisions at play. Well, BMW slammed it in the wall, so yeah, there's one free position. Got that Fry 3 here.
Clear on the left.
Not lose too much time. Can see leaders 8.5 seconds up the road. Or 7.5, sorry. Lap ahead, of course, but does mean is good to know for counting the laps remaining. So with that, we'll have 2 laps to go. I'm honestly looking forward to this race just being over. Yeah, it was a little loose to begin with. And it's just been kind of got a little extra loose as the tires have worn away and obviously accumulated a little bit of damage. We'll make sure we play it safe with the track limits. We're on our final warning, so any more is a drive-through. Leader starts final lap. So we have one more lap. We have 1.8 seconds to the car behind us. So we should be able to hold that position, even though they did lap by a second quicker than us that last lap. So I might as well start debriefing this race now then. A messy race. A very messy race, and honestly, it's all my fault. If I didn't invalidate that final qualifying lap, we would have been 8 positions further up the grid. We wouldn't have been in as much trouble come the start of the race, and we may never have been in that pack of cars that we were in that put us towards making that early pit stop. Now, whether or not I make an early pit stop, who knows if I make that mistake regarding tyres. But that is a mistake that's entirely on me. Really, I should have done that on the formation lap. Or at some point before I entered the pit lane. Yeah, that's my fault. And then, yeah, if I don't get that stop-go penalty, I'm not in those battles down the bottom end of the pack with less experienced people that you just don't know what you know, you don't know what they're gonna do, you don't know what's gonna happen with them, and yeah, definitely drew the short straw in that. P13, I mean, really, that's lucky. That's lucky, you know. Other people's mistakes. Because I still don't know what was going on with that Mercedes 75. You know, they had pace on some laps and they really didn't have it other laps. I'm completely lost on that one. Yeah, that could have been so much more. I think that could have been like a P7 finish. Um, so yeah, I'm very disappointed in that, to be honest. Quick check of the tires. Was it 18 I used? Yes, 18. Love moderate front graining, quite worn. You can see the rear left was quite worn too. Yeah, both rear tires quite worn, just with the sliding. They weren't damaged, which is a bit odd. I'm a bit surprised by. But the graining on fronts, yeah, that's why we were struggling for pace in towards the later half of the race and struggling to get down to the low 35s that we were doing earlier in the race. And maybe even 34 with the fuel burning off in the car. Might have been possible if the tyres weren't as worn. Um, but yeah, we will move on. Um, we'll move on. I could review stuff in the replay, but quite honestly with you, I don't have the time, and I kind of want to leave that race behind me. So, while we transition to Art of Rally, which we always play a bit of, do the daily stage on Art of Rally. While I get that loaded up, I just want to remind you that tomorrow we have our big 6-hour endurance race that we're completing all by ourselves. I have decided I will not be qualifying. So stream will probably start a little bit later than is currently scheduled. It'll probably start more 10 or 15 to 3. Race will start by 5 or 10 past 3 once the formation lap. Once we've gridded, done the formation lap. Yes, we'll be doing all 6 hours solo by myself. I should probably do a little more prep for that, to be honest, than I have done already, but that will have to wait till tomorrow, to be honest. But yeah, 6 hours. It's gonna be a long race. It's gonna be a little bit tiring. And of course, I'm gonna need some company. So if you can make it, I would really appreciate those that can join. Especially, I've seen some new names in chat. We've got Slash Raptor. We had another one a little early. We had Nixie Kiddock a little early. Nice to see some fresh names in chat. So welcome along to the stream. I'm sorry you didn't. I'm sorry you got that sort of a mess of a first race as your introduction. But yeah, I wish it could have been better for you. But yeah, I hope you still enjoyed it. Nevertheless, now we shall head back to Art of Rally. This is where we finished yesterday at 36th. Not our quickest stage. It was tidy, but maybe a little slow, it seems. So let's see what we can do today. Today's stage is a 2.7 mile dirt stage in a Group 2 car around Indonesia. Let's see BMW. So a bit of a shorter stage, this one. I feel like this car's rear-wheel drive, so which does leave the opportunity for it to wiggle its rear end around. Which hopefully doesn't get hopefully we can keep under check and under control for the entire stage. Car fall over the crest. Over a jump here across the bridge. Nice bit of air time. Through the Sur chicane here. Nice and tidily. I just realized. Hang on a sec, I'm gonna pause 1 sec. I realized I forgot to turn something on. There you go, you can have controller up for the remainder of the stage. Sorry about not having it on for the full stage. Careful once again over this crest. Fire the car downhill. One final corner. Get the car sideways across the finish line. It's 157.6. That puts us 27th for the time being. Top 5%. Much better than yesterday. We'll check on tomorrow's stream when we do the daily and weekly event tomorrow. Where we end up. But yeah, that's a clean stage. An enjoyable one, and we were able to keep the car under control. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you all for watching. Geeky, Zav, being around as usual. Emmy was here, Dilbera there. Welcome along, Splash, and Nixie for joining along. First time in chat. Hope you did enjoy the stream. As I said, just for the stage, hope to see you tomorrow. If you can't make it tomorrow, I will mention next week's streams. We'll be back Monday, Thursday, Friday for for all three rounds. Three of all three of the series we're doing so far. That is the final of the Harakiri Classics on Thursday. And they'll also mark the halfway point for the Fry Challenge on Monday. And thank God it's race day from LSR on Friday, the next round of this series. Hopefully it's cleaner than it was today. And then also on Wednesday, we should have a multiplayer stream. I'm not going to spoil what that is just yet, but we should have a multiplayer stream that is currently being planned. I shall leave that. I shall leave it at that. To not, in case anything does change last minute. But yes. Yeah, if you can't make a start, that's no worries. To have you around at any point would be great to have. It will be a long stream, so I don't expect anyone to be there for the entire stream as well. Pop your head in when you can, every so often. The company would be greatly appreciated. So yes, I will do it for today's stream. Thank you all very much for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow, hopefully. If not, next week. Bye, everyone.